The Sealed Deities of the Fabled Realm. Behold, the desolate landscape of an enclosed world. The night is indistinguishable from the day. Each is gloomy and dark. The air exhibits a clinging dampness, tinged with a sweet but foul smell like overripe fruit. This is the Fabled Realm, where the olden deities called the Fabled reside. A dimension separate from the rest of the world, it has been their prison since their defeat in a battle long ago. The Fabled are not benevolent gods. They are evil deities of war. That is why they are sealed away. Forbidden from traveling to the outside world, what becomes of beings with such a surplus of time and power? For them, there was no answer but battle. They fought and defeated one another, gathering power and violently climbing the ranks within their tribe. The Fabled Realm is divided into 3 levels: the Underworld, the Roaring Domain, and the Divine Domain. Access to the lower levels is restricted according to rank. And so, the Underworlders all desperately strove to reach the deepest stratum, the Divine Domain. But now, after centuries of infighting, changes to the established order have become rare. For generations, there have reigned 3 kings. The first-ranked, Fabled Valkyris, the second-ranked, Fabled Rajan, and the absolute deity, Fabled Leviathan, reached the top to rule over the underworld. Then there are the Fabled Imps, who serve as familiars to the Fabled and do their bidding. Their duties include passing messages between the Fabled and looking after the Fabled beasts, among other errands. When their work is done, they gather together as colleagues to exchange and share information. Well, that's what it may look like, but to be honest, it's just the grunts getting together to chatter and gossip.
Oh boy, another day, another grind. Looking after the fabled beasts of the underworld is a seriously tough job. Did News-Chi constrict you with his tail again? Whatever, I bet Ganashia trampled all over you today. Ultra's bawling echoes all the way down to the Roaring Domain. They sent up a complaint. Not like we can do anything about it, though. Isn't he Miss Toji's grandchild? She's so preoccupied with returning to the Divine Domain. I wish he'd take a minute and cast a spell or something to quiet him down. Jibber jabber, jabber jabber, jabber jabber, jabber jabber. Say, who's your favorite king? It's gotta be Lord Leviathan, right? They say he's been at the very top since before we were even born. Ain't that amazing? Lord Leviathan, huh? People say he's real strong, don't they? What about you? Who's your favorite? Mine's Lord Valkyris. That majestic appearance. He's got so much style. For me, it's Lord Rajan. Hands down. How do I put it? He's just got it, you know? Got it. Got what, exactly? You know, he's brimming with it. Practically overflowing. Anyway, he's amazingly amazing. And don't try to deny it. His power level is like, pa-pow! Yeah, sure. And speaking of amazingly amazing, just the other day, Raven was. Hey, what are you suddenly changing the topic for?
Their discussions always proceeded in this manner, frivolous chit-chat without agreement, going round and round in circles. And this daily jabber always comes to an end in the same way, concluded with the exact phrase,
Gee, I sure wish something interesting would happen round here.
Indeed, the Fabled Imps are not the only ones to have this thought. Boredom is rife within the Fabled Realm, and all of its inhabitants have known it well for hundreds, nay, for thousands of years. Today, once again, when the day's tasks are complete, the fabled imps gather to gossip as usual.
That ruckus the other day was a real hoot, huh? You talking about Lord Anwraith? Given what happened, maybe we can drop the Lord. You mean Anwraith's raid? That's the one! Anwraith's pretty incredible, don't you think? He ignored the first and second kings, and went straight for the absolute deity. Yeah, he just went for it. To heck with the consequences. Well, he still lost in the end, though. It sounds like he didn't do too badly. Shame. It would have been nice to see the underdog triumph. It sure would have been, huh? What? What is it? Did Sir Burrell run away again? Ever the troublemaker, isn't he? Well, I dealt with it and managed to bring him back to the underworld. You couldn't keep him on the leash? Are you saying that one of the fabled beasts went all the way down to the Roaring Domain? It's off limits down there. No, that's not really it. I really don't know if I should say this. No way! You mean he went all the way down to the 3rd level? Entering the king's territory in the divine domain. That's pretty serious. The only reason our lot are allowed to come and go as we please is because of our role as gods. No, you've got it all backwards. He didn't go down to the lowest level. While I was chasing him, we ended up somewhere outside. It might have been the surface world. What the? You're not being serious. I am. It was like, all of a sudden, the world just changed. It was so bright and open. Ha! Do you think I should report this? I don't want to get punished if it's just my misunderstanding. But isn't keeping it a secret, like, even worse? I guess you're right. But still, if I go straight to the kings about this, it feels like it'll become a huge deal. I think it's best to let one of our superiors know. How about going to Lord Dianera? Lord Dianera, huh? Despite how he looks, he does treat us underlings well, doesn't he? Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll be back soon.
It could have been caused by the chaos on the surface, or perhaps by the dimensional experiments performed by the Allies of Justice, but either way, the news of a path opening to the outside world created an uproar throughout the fabled realm. When had the Underworlders last been able to raise a fist against anybody outside their kind? They could barely contain their zeal for the war to come. Right as the surface world was battling the worms from outer space, a new enemy rose from beneath their feet in the shape of the Fabled. With the emergence of these evil fiends, the surface tribes would now be faced with an even greater peril.